Hi! So it's been a few weeks. These past couple of months have been insane, like ridiculous. I've just been, I feel like I've had no time to think, so I've definitely not had any time to film any videos. So I'm kind of excited now that for August I have like almost no plans, so I'm so excited to get back into my blog and podcast and this and everything. I know I do too much, but I enjoy doing all of it, so yeah, these past couple of months I have been in a show, and that was so much fun. Like, I love doing that so much. I'm just about to start rehearsals for my second show that I'm doing with this theatre group, and we're doing Peter Pan at Christmas, and that's going to be so good. I'm part of Tiger Lily's little crew, so that's going to be really fun. One of my good friends is playing Tiger Lily as well, so I'm so excited to start that. And then the whole point of this video is last weekend I went to YALC, and it's my third YALC now in a row, and it was fairly mixed. It was alright. It's probably, I think it was my least enjoyable one so far. I don't know. There were just issues this year that just kind of made it a bit all over the place. There were just organisation issues and accessibility issues, and I don't know. But it was still so much fun. I loved it. I mostly loved it because I got to spend a whole weekend with some of my best Bookish buddies, and they just made it so much fun, and I loved it. I didn't pick up as many books as I usually do. Like, in the past 2 years, especially the first year I went, I think I kind of just went a bit insane and I just got everything. And especially 2 years ago, when it was my first time, they did like the random proof drops where they would just tweet and be like, at this publisher's stand we're giving away like, I don't know, 100 proofs. So I managed to pick up tons. Last year I don't think I got any. I think I maybe got one. But this year I seem to be really lucky. Like, luckily most of the publishers are still being quite accessible and fair where they do raffles. So instead of doing like a random proof drop, they'll say that they're going to draw, you can just take a raffle ticket and they'll just draw a certain number of raffle tickets at a specific time on a certain day. And I think it's kind of more exciting that way, because if you win it, usually if they do like a random proof drop, you know, you could just grab one and there's no sort of reward, like you just kind of got this book. But when they do a raffle, if you win it, it's like so much more rewarding and it's like exciting when you get this book and you're just like, oh my god, I won the raffle. Obviously it's not so much fun when you don't win it, but there you go. I seem to have like a lucky streak, and all my friends were just kind of like, what is wrong with you? Because I kept coming back with winning raffle tickets. So I picked up a decent number of proofs this year. There are issues this year that I'm not going to go into because I don't want this to be an overly negative video, but there were so many issues with people picking up multiple proofs, and I hate that so much when there's such a limited number and people pick up multiples of books that a lot of people are going to kill to have. Like, they would love to read them, and then people are getting multiples of them and keeping them, or they're going home and instantly putting them up for trade. I think I'm going to make another video at some point about how much I hate books for trade on Twitter, but yeah, again, that's a story for another time. I'm not going into that now. So in this video, I thought I would just do a fun little like YALC haul, and I'll just go through some of my favourite bits of the weekend and show you some of the books that I either got for free or bought while I was there. I still got quite a decent number, so let's go through them. I have 3 little stacks. Let me try and show you. There, I have 3 little stacks of books. So they're not huge, but still, they're books, and books are exciting. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what this creepy thing is, this is my little cat bus from Totoro. Just in case you wondered what these kind of scary glowing eyes are behind me, it's cat bus. So the first book that I got, she wasn't at YALC, which I'm kind of sad about, but I think it's an adult book rather than young adult, but I'm not sure on that. But I picked up Toffee by Sarah Crossan, which I've wanted for so long. Sarah Crossan is one of my favourite authors ever. She's like one of my... I've recently done a blog post about my auto-buy authors, so authors where I will buy their books when they come out, no matter what they are. Like, a lot of the time I won't even look at the blurb, I'll just buy it because I love the author, and Sarah Crossan is one of them. So I finally picked up this, even though it came out months ago. Next, I'm kind of, at the moment, right back into my love of like verse fiction, like free verse fiction. So you know Sarah Crossan writes all of her books in free verse, so each like the whole book is kind of made up of loads of separate little free verse poems. I'm into that so much at the moment. I went to the talk at YALC where there were 3 poets there, and they were talking about their poetry books, and one of them was Dean Atter, who I love him. And his book, The Black Flamingo, is all about somebody who decides to be a drag queen called The Black Flamingo. So I'm so excited to read this. Again, it's another one that's written in free verse, and I'm so excited. And also, look how beautiful this this cover is under the dust jacket. Like, it's just so nice. And I got this signed by Dean. The next book I got signed, I took with me, I didn't buy there, was I Am Not a Number by Lisa Heathfield, who is another one that features in that auto-buy authors blog post. I just love her books so much, and I got that one signed too. I got Everything All at Once by Stephen Camden. I had such a good chat with him. He was another author that was in the talk with Dean Atter about poetry and things, and this is another one that's made up of separate poems. And yeah, it looks like it'll be quite a quick read, and I had such a good chat with him when I was in his signing queue. Like, I bought this so I could go and get it signed, and yeah, he was so great. So got that one signed too. Another one that I bought before I went but I got signed there was Heartstream by Tom Pollock, and again, this sounds like proper Black Mirror and I can't wait to read it, so there you go, I got that one signed too. This year seemed to be a year for loads of YouTubers going, which was really cool. Like, loads of people that I've watched for a few years now. One of them was Lex Croucher, who I've seen on YouTube for so long, like years, and her book You're Crushing It. I've got a proof copy that I picked up at NYA Lit Fest in Preston a few months ago. It was really cool to meet her. We chatted about my tattoos, and yeah, so she signed my book there, and she said, hi Charlotte, I love your tattoo. Just so I can remember that we had a massive conversation about my tattoos. These two, again, were ones that I took with me, and I got both of them signed, and that's Heartstopper by Alice Osman. I love these so much. I read them a couple of days before I went to YALC, and I think I read them both in like an hour and a bit. They're both graphic novels, and I just love the art in them. Like, it's all black and white, and oh, I just love them so much. They're so adorable. And I got both of these signed. I seem to be going through my pile at the moment of all the ones that I bought to take with me, so I think all these next few are ones that I bought before I went, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Pages & Co. by Anna James. Again, I had such a nice chat with her. I think I was close to the end of her queue, so I was there for a while just having a little chat. And there you go, I got that signed too. And this is another book that I just adored. It was so good, I loved it. You need to read it if you haven't read it yet. Oh, hi! Another proof I took with me was I Hold Your Heart by Karen Gregory. I was on the blog tour for this recently, so it's like filled with all of my annotations and notes and stuff. And when I met her, she took a picture of my book because she said that she's never signed one of her books that has annotations in before, so that was really cool. So she's now got a picture of my annotated book. So yeah, that was really nice. And there's that one signed. And then a couple more that I took with me. Another proof. I've got so many proofs. This is another one that I got at NYA in Preston. And this is The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown, who is another YouTuber that I have loved for ages. And yeah, it was cool to speak to her. I've kind of forgotten so much about what I said to loads of these people. Like, I've completely forgotten what I actually said to her. Like, I probably sound ridiculous, but yeah, I was just kind of like garbled because I've known these people, like I've watched these people on YouTube for so long, and yeah, it's just so weird meeting them in person. I'm used to seeing them through the screen. Alice in Wonderland by Simon James Green. I am probably dumb, and I only just realised, like, when I was in his signing queue, that it's supposed to sound, or I don't know if it's supposed to, but it sounds like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know why I never considered that before. Can you tell me if I'm just dumb? Simon James Green is someone that we've met every single year now, and he was on my podcast as well. I'll put a link to that below. And every year we go, me and Sophie and Sarah and Lois that I go with, we always take like a family photo with him because he always looks like the dad in our family picture. I'll put the pictures up of last year's one and this year's one. So yeah, he's great. And then the final one that I took with me, and I read it recently, and my review is on my blog now. I love this book so much, is Meat Market by Juno Dawson, and she's another one that I've met every year that I've been going to YALC. So 3 years in a row now I've met her, and I just adore her. You can't really see, there you go, it's in silver so it's shiny, but yeah, I love having a chat with her. I was chatting to her about how she writes these characters that you just cannot relate to in any way, but they're so great to read about. We got into a good discussion about that. So then, the books that I bought there, some of them I got signed, some I didn't. Jelly by Claire Reese, and this sounds so intriguing, so got this one signed. I didn't even realise that the author was there, but one of the publisher of this was doing a deal thing where if you bought the book there, you could get a little goodie bag of stuff. And then the author was signing there too, so it was a nice bonus. And also, look at this cover, it's just so pretty. I mean, the main reason that I wanted to get it was because of this cover. It's one of those covers that I just want, like, massive on my wall. I've got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is one I've wanted to read for so long. I keep getting stuff in book boxes, like when I get a Lumacrate and stuff. There's always stuff that is Red Rising themed, and I've never read it, but it's like space young adult, so I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I feel like I should have it, so I finally got this. I bought Other Earth by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. I read Otherworld, God, a while ago now, a couple of years ago, and I loved that book, and I had that as a proof. I didn't even realise this was out yet, and then my friend was just like, that's been out for ages. I'm so out of touch with books that have already come out, so yeah, I can't wait to read this. Again, it's a really cool cover. Didn't get this signed, wish I did, because if Jason Segel was there, that would be so cool. I think the final YouTuber that was there, and another one I've been watching for years, is Amelia Mandeville, and I got her book Every Colour of You, and I got this signed there. Had a really nice chat with her just about her YouTube and her sister. Like, she does YouTube with her sister. I don't just somehow know her sister. And yeah, I can't wait to read this one. I bought this while I was there as well. I got another Sarah Crossan book that she wrote with Brian Conahan, and that is We Come Apart. I read this as an ebook ages ago. I think I got it from NetGalley. and realised that it's one of the only Sarah Crossan books that I don't own. So while it was being sold by Bloomsbury, I think, for cheaper than buying it online at YALC, I thought it would be the best time to buy it and add it to my collection. And I also got, while I was kind of finishing my Sarah Crossan collection, while I was there, I got The Weight of Water, which people always say is like one of the best books to read if you love free verse fiction. So definitely want to read this soon. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I feel like people say that it's one of her best ones. So yeah, bought this. I bought Jack of Hearts by Elsie Rosen. I always forget the initials. People have been saying that you have to read this if you want more like LGBT young adult, so had to get this, and people have said that it's great. I'm nearly there, I promise, I'm nearly done. This is another one that has been on my list of ones that I've wanted to get for so long. I can finally tick it off my wish list, and that's Saw Kill Girls by Claire Legrand. I don't know how you say her surname, I'm sorry. This feels so nice. Like, the cover on it is like matte rather than shiny, and it feels amazing. I feel like I'm doing some sort of ASMR video here now. Yeah, it just feels great. Like, I just want to keep feeling it. It feels so nice. And this was reduced to like £5, I think, for the hardback on the Sunday, which is pretty exciting, so I had to get it. One of the really exciting people that was announced to be signing at YALC was Carrie Hope Fletcher, and oh, I've just adored her for so long. I mean, I've been a McFly fan since I was like 9, so that's how I've known her, but I kind of forget that she's even linked to them now. Like, I've liked her for so long as her own person. And I already had one of her books. I had On the Other Side, and while I was there I bought When the Curtain Falls, which has just come out in paperback, and I got both of these signed, and I had a quick chat with her. I couldn't have like a proper in-depth chat because she had such a huge queue, which wasn't surprising. Like, she had hundreds of people, I think, waiting to get stuff signed. So I just had a quick chat. Girls of Paper and Fire. There was this whole massive thing there where the second book in this series, like the sequel to this, Girls of Storm and Shadow, I think it's called. I always forget what the words are. Came out, or it was being given away, like proofs of the second book while we were there, and that was crazy. Like, it was one of those ones where people were just legging it over to the stand to try and get them. But I didn't bother because I haven't even read the first one yet. So I thought it was about time that I buy this, and even though it's fantasy and I'm not a huge fantasy reader, I thought I should get it because people are saying that it's amazing. Like, people were saying that even if you don't read fantasy, it's really good, and I got this signed. She was another one whose queue was huge, which I'm not surprised. Like, this has kind of blown up in popularity recently. Two more, we're nearly there. I got The Starlight Watchmaker by Lauren James. It was so sad because Lauren James was going to be at YALC, and she's another one who is always there, and I bought this to get her to sign, but she couldn't come. Like, she tweeted the morning that she was meant to be there saying that her dog, like her little puppy, went in for emergency surgery. He's fine now, but it was just so sad, her poor little puppy. But I'm glad I bought this anyway because it's just so nice. Like, this cover is amazing, and I love Lauren James, so can't wait to read this. That'll be a nice quick read, I think. And then the last book that I bought while I was there was Honour Among Thieves by Rachel Caine. I have tons of Rachel Caine books. I have all of the Morganville books, and I think I've got most of the, what are they called? Weather Wardens. And I didn't even realise. I feel like I remember her talking about this on Twitter ages ago, but I kind of forgot that it was a thing. And like, Rachel Caine writing space is definitely something that I want, so I bought this, and it feels really nice. It's another book that feels really nice. It's like a proper floppy paperback, and I love a good floppy paperback. So now finally I'll quickly show you all of the proof copies that I won. Now I don't know anything about some of these. Some of them are just kind of ones that I won in the raffles and I don't know much about them. But I got Jackpot by Nick Stone. I got American Royals by Catherine McGee. Some of these I'm having to look inside the books to try and remember what the names of the books are because the proofs are like this, where they don't have titles on them. So I'm having to try and look at the spines and inside and everything to try and remember what they're called because my memory is like a sieve. Scars Like Wings by Erin Stewart. Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I'm so excited about this. This is the husband of Nicola Yoon, who wrote Everything Everything, and The Sun Is Also a Star. This was one of the first proofs I picked up when I was there, I think. So this is exciting. The Sky Is Mine by Amy Beschel, and I got this signed. This is such a long name and I always forget the full name of the book because it's so long. A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World by C.A. Fletcher, and this is a hefty book. I picked this up and I was like, oh my god, I don't even know if this is going to fit in my bag. But I'm kind of intrigued that all the way through it, it has postcards like dotted through and they've all got stuff written on them, I assume related to the story in some way. And they're like kind of evenly spaced throughout the book. And I'm kind of intrigued to see why those are in there. So yeah, I can't wait to read this and find out what all the postcards are for. And then the two that are like super exciting I've left to last. I got The Proof of Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera, and this was one of the ones that kind of caused a lot of issues like accessibility wise, because it was basically the publisher was saying that each day they were giving away 100 copies, but it was the first people that arrived at YALC could just go and run and get a free copy. And yeah, that kind of sucked a lot for people that can't just turn up early and run. It caused a lot of mayhem. But I think the third day they turned it into a raffle, which was, I think, a lot fairer. They probably should have done that for the rest of the days too, but we managed to get it on the second day. So we got there in time and joined the queue and we managed to get one. This is one that people are picking out multiple copies of, which just drives me nuts. But anyway, this is such a cool cover and I love it. I can't wait to read this. It's Adam Silvera's first fantasy book. He usually writes contemporary, so that'll be interesting to see. And then the last one that was like probably my most anticipated one that I knew was going to be at YALC and I was just like, I need to get a copy of this, is Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. And I remember looking at the cover reveal for this book months ago. Like, I don't even know how long ago it was. It's been months since I saw it and I've been so excited about this since then. So when I found out that they were giving away copies of it, I was like, no, I need one. And this was a bit of a palaver. They did this with a raffle and I didn't win the raffle throughout the whole weekend. But Penguin said that they were going to be, if you stayed until like 6 p.m. on Sunday, on the day that it closed, then they would just be giving away any spare copies that people didn't collect with their raffle. So we stayed until like the last second and just managed to get copies of this, which is so exciting. Like, I'm so glad. And yeah, I can't wait to read this. So there you go. I think that's everything. I'll probably find more that I've forgotten to include at some point, but I think that's everything. Let me know what you got. What did you manage to pick up? It would be interesting to see if you got the same proofs as me or if you managed to get other things that I didn't even realise were there. And yeah, I hope you had a good weekend and you weren't too affected by all of the accessibility stuff. I don't know when I'm going to be back with another video because I'm awful at the moment at recording, but there you go. Hopefully it'll be soon. So see you then. Bye.